What happened, Michelle?
I didn't do anything.
It started over again.
Okay.
Okay, we didn't go live. Are we live?
You were live now.
Okay. LinkedIn. What's wrong with LinkedIn? I'm not gonna worry about it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I missed it. What's happening? Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Michelle, you know, I'm at one of my most favorite places that I go. You know, I go every day, UFC. You know, so I'm here, and they're having a 14th anniversary, and this place is booming. It's rocking. They're doing a lot of great things, and I got my great friend here. You remember Derek, right?
Yes.
Executive Vice President. I ran into him. I knew he was going to be here, and it's just we just having a good time. What are we having a good time there?
This has been an amazing time, and you know, I just feel like what we're doing today is really authentic. Our table is some plyo box jumps, and so I mean, that doesn't get any better than that when you're in the gym.
You know, it doesn't get any better, but the most important thing is to be a thing.
It is the real thing.
Yeah. It's the real thing, but the 14th anniversary. We're gonna talk about that one, Michelle. And how you doing back in Texas?
I'm doing good. It's still hot here. It's still hot here. Bella and I are doing great. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really excited.
Wait to get back home tomorrow. You know,
yes.
So for our viewers and our listeners out there, I know we had a little technical difficulty, but I tell you, we're back on track now. And wherever you're watching this at, wherever you're watching that anywhere in the world, if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask this great man and anybody else we have over here any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. So, Michelle, why don't you tell our viewers and our listeners the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this great man, Derek.
Most definitely. So the title of today's show is UFC GYM Corona 14-year anniversary party. And we're going to have a discussion with Chief Executive Officer of UFC GYM, fitness industry veteran and visionary Adam Sedlack, and also having a discussion with Global Executive Vice President of Experience of UFC GYM, Derek Gallup. And we're going to have a conversation with BJ Penn and also Miesha Tate. They are former MMA fighters. We're going to talk about UFC GYM Corona's new features and facilities, the overall benefits of MMA fitness, MMA training, highlight UFC GYM's innovative and new offerings, including classes, and the UFC brand, highlight the prestige and global recognition of this particular brand. So let me introduce you to our first guest today, Derek Gallup. Derek is one of the founders of UFC GYM and is currently the Global Executive Vice President of Experience at the UFC GYM 2009 to present. In this role, he is responsible for creating and facilitating positive experiences for members and team members of UFC GYM. Previous to this role, Derek was the Executive VP of Fitness at New Evolution Ventures, a group that specializes in the acquisition, development, operations management of both domestic and international fitness endeavors. Derek was the chairman of the board for IHRSA, International Health Racquet and Sports Club Association from 2017 to 2018. He's the founder and president of Sparkle, Carla Gallup Foundation, whose mission is suicide prevention. And he's an active fitness enthusiast, competing in triathlons, Spartan races, road races, fitness competitions, tennis, and enjoys these events most when competing with his 24-year-old daughter and 21-year-old son. Welcome back to the show, Derek Gallup.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. And it's so great to meet JC in person. We've had a lot of fun actually today already. It's been getting a little bit of a workout in even.
You know, it's been a great workout because Michelle, I didn't get up and I wasn't able to get up and do my 6 miles this morning. But what I did do, Steve and I did show up and we did the cycle class. Yeah,
How was that? How was that?
Well, I did half of it. I had to start setting up, but Steve came out of there. He was completely sweating. Yeah, so obviously the whole thing was great. You know, so Derek, you was on the show a while back, and we had so much fun. But to see you in person and actually experience all of these great things that's going on, I think you guys got over 70 or 80 vendors out there, maybe more than that. You got all of the leadership. I said the majority of the leadership in UFC Fit here, including yourself. Yeah. You know, so can you tell our viewers now listen a little bit about this great organization, and let's talk about the 14th anniversary of this Corona gym. Yeah, so for the people that did not see you last time we were on the show, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I've been with UFC GYM since before we even had gym, before Corona was open. So it's going on 15 years. I've been in the fitness industry for 30 years. And it's been 15 years with 24-Hour Fitness, running their personal training, group fitness, nutrition. And I've done a lot of those same things here, but I've also added in recovery and MMA, which has been really exciting to have those parts here at UFC GYM. And, you know, here today at Corona, I mean, where you and I, we just stepped off the floor. There's probably a couple hundred people out there that are enjoying. We had the family jiu-jitsu class that was going on. We've had our daily ultimate training, which is a HIIT class. You got to enjoy the spin class, which is actually taught by April, who's been here for 14 years. She's been here since day one. So she teaches a fantastic class and has a huge following. I think later today, I'm sure you're going to want to take advantage of our recovery area and do some cryotherapy, do some red light therapy, maybe some compression on your legs, get some percussion therapy, do a hydro massage. And then enjoy some of the food that we've got at our arm bar here, or maybe one of the great vendors that we've got outside. There's a lot of great, exciting things that are happening here today at the gym.
It is. There's so many things happening out there. And you got a couple of big-time celebs here. I just had an opportunity to chat with one of them. And she is fantastic. Yeah.
So you guys get to talk with Miesha, who at one time was actually champion in UFC. And I think you're one of the pioneers for women fighting in the UFC, which has expanded the UFC's reach so dramatically, having both men and women fight UFC. She's not in Hall of Fame, I'm going to say yet, but I do think that she'll be there. The other person, the gentleman you're going to get a chance to meet later today is BJ Penn, who is already a Hall of Famer. He was one of the first ever to have 2 belts in 2 different weight classes at the same time. And he was also, outside of the UFC, the very first American to win a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament or world championship, first non-Brazilian to ever do that. So really, really exciting to have both of them here today.
Well, you know, BJ looked like he's still out there.
I think he could still do it. I think you're right. Yeah.
You know, so how did you get involved in UFC, and how did you know that this was a great fit for you?
So, you know, it really kind of came together with one of our founders, Mark Mastrov and Jim Rowley, and they met with Dana White, the Fertitta brothers, and just this idea that we knew that they were very into fitness and wanted to be in the industry. And so it was a natural pairing. And then for me personally, wrestling was my sport growing up. So I just knew that this is an opportunity to kind of bring some of those things that I grew up with, that I just love the way that I've trained in wrestling. So a lot of that translates over to UFC very well. And I knew that my first homework assignment was I was in the right spot, because my first homework assignment was to go and watch The Ultimate Fighter and see the types of training that was going on with the athletes there, and see how do we bring those types of ideas into UFC gym and really help all kinds of people be able to train like a UFC athlete without getting hit in the face, which that's a nice thing too, to not everybody likes that part of it. So
yeah, getting hit in the face might not be very much fun, you know, but it's so many things that you all do at the UFC gyms and the UFC fits. You have programs for kids. You have programs for older, just regular folks, just people that work out. You know, so what's the difference between a UFC gym and a UFC fitness facility?
Yeah, so UFC gym was the original we started with, and very aligned with what you see in the UFC, meaning it was red and black. You had the octagon in there. The food service that we introduced was called the arm bar. Which is a hold that you can do, a submission hold you can do in the UFC. Very jiu-jitsu focused, mat focused, but also very much about striking. The conditioning classes that you do would be something you'd find that UFC athletes would do. Very focused on the UFC athlete. And the other part that we talked about, families. This is the only. I've worked in the industry 30 years. This is the only brand I've worked on where kids as young as age 6 can have their own membership. And why that's so important is now they learn the love of movement. They learn the love of martial arts and the discipline involved in that, and just having fun, that coming and working out is something fun and something that you do every day, like brushing your teeth. And when you do that, then you can actually change the world to where they're taking fitness on as part of their life, which is something you kind of have to do when your doctor tells you to do it. So that's UFC gym. UFC fit, where really the difference is that the only feedback we got is, hey, could you have something that maybe appealed maybe a little bit broader? And so what we did was we toned down the colors. They weren't so hard and red and black. Some people were intimidated by that. So it's sort of blues and grays. It didn't have the octagon. The classes were very similar. It didn't necessarily have food service if there wasn't space. But other than that, really the brands are very similar in the experience that the member is going to get, whether it's from a 6-year-old child all the way up to a 90-year-old, grandparent. They're all going to have a similar fantastic experience at the UFC gym or UFC fit.
Well, Dr. Cool, I know you got a couple of questions.
Yeah, Derek. So, some people are shy about coming into a fitness center because they may compare themselves to the conditioning of other, members of the gym. How does UFC gym communicate or make those who have never got into fitness feel welcome and not self-conscious?
And that's a great question, because I think that comes up a lot throughout the industry. So things that we do here, again, I think if you look at what we do, we really want to be family focused, so that everybody, no matter what your age, no matter what your skill level in anything, whether it be fitness or boxing or jiu-jitsu, you can come in and be a complete novice and come in and feel very comfortable. It's a very welcome environment. We're all about building community. And we also do a lot of things where we reach out, not just through the 4 walls of the gym, but we do a lot of communication with people through social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, where we kind of meet people where they're at as far as how they come in. And so I just think that the biggest thing is just taking that first step to know that I'm going to do something that feels good for me, good for my body. And then on top of that, we've really focused on recovery. So let's just say that you do go in and you do a hard workout. Now we want you to keep doing that and keep feeling good about it. You can go in and do cryotherapy or red light or compression or hydro massage and do those things that are going to make it feel where you can continue to come back and be in a group that you want to be in. The last thing to come back to your question, when you do a class here, it's really important that our instructors are having you meet that person to your left and meet that person to your right before you get started. So, and you may know them already, but if I'm brand new, now I come in, I know the instructor, and I know 2 new people every time I come into the gym. And so just knowing where people, you come in and people know your name and you start to know names of people, that's where it really all gets started. We want you to feel as comfortable and confident coming into UFC Gym as anywhere else that you would go.
Wow. Just, I'm telling you, Michelle, the atmosphere here is fantastic. I still hear that they jamming the music, they're having fun, they're doing a lot of things. But we're gonna take a station break. We're gonna take a station break. But I tell you, wherever you're watching this at, I see a lot of you all are watching. If you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on and ask this great man Derek here any question that you might have, or just become part of the conversation. It's your life. We'll see you shortly after the break.
Soon?
A minute and a half. Okay.
We are not a charity. We are veterans. We are warriors, brothers, and sisters. We don't need, we deliver. OpsForVets.com. Handshakes, not handouts.
I'm Albert Rencheria, Marine Chief Warrant Officer 4 retired, Ops for Vets CEO. I invite you to take a look at our organization. You'll quickly understand why out of thousands of groups currently serving our veterans, we have become the most rapidly growing and opportunity-rich team in the market. We have deployed dynamic distributors who are responsible for servicing and growing their regions, East, Central, and West. We provide a complete roster of high-caliber services, produced to create the results you require. Find us on the web at www.opsforvets.com. Handshakes, not handouts.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. I got Derek Gallup here, and I tell you, the things that UFC Fitness Organization has been doing is fantastic. I mean, you guys just opened up 5 new clubs in last week, I think.
I mean, I was at 2 of the grand openings. So I was in Brea, in Orange County, which is, just maybe not even an hour away from where we're at today in Corona. And last weekend I was out in Miami. We opened up our 5th club in Miami in Doral. And so it was amazing. I went from Saturday there, seeing the sunrise coming out of the Atlantic Ocean, and then came back over here. I got to see sunset in the Pacific like the next day. It was pretty fantastic. We're from coast to coast.
Wow, Derek, that's really impressive. The way UFC Gym is expanding and growing. What is your vision? What is UFC Gym's vision as far as expanding the franchise?
So there's been a lot. There's significant growth that we're still doing domestically within the U.S. and kind of different markets. In fact, I got to meet with a gentleman today who's going to be opening as a franchisee in Las Vegas. So we've got people that are coming in to see our clubs. I've met with the gentleman that opened up the club in Brea, and he's got some things up his sleeve that are coming up. Some more things in California. But when you look at where UFC Gym's growth really is going to expand a lot, is we're currently today in 41 countries. So that there's a lot of international growth and opportunity. But when you look at how many countries actually stream or show UFC fights, there's over 160. So when you start to look and say, how do we really get some growth? If we tie with our partner, the UFC, there's a huge opportunity for us to grow. But there's this love of the sport. There's also going to be a love of training like those athletes, whether it's, again, from kids at 6 years old all the way up to people in their 90s. They feel so much better when you can train that way. So I see that there's going to be a lot of growth still in the U.S., but there's a lot more growth for us internationally to continue to grow. That's what's really exciting.
Wow. You mentioned in the last segment, you talked about, when I asked you about newbies coming to the gym, feeling comfortable, you mentioned the trainer or instructor. Can you tell us about the qualifications in the personal trainers, instructors at UFC Gym, and what you are looking for in them?
Absolutely. So ideally, the coaches who come and work for us have a lot of them have a degree in exercise science, kinesiology, biomechanics, even sometimes psychology, because there is that element that's such an important part of being able to help somebody achieve their goals. So one, we're looking to have some type of degree. In addition, we partner with the National Academy of Sports Medicine, which is really the gold standard of certifications for personal trainers throughout the U.S. And they're actually international certification as well, which ties in fantastic with UFC Gym. And so we've partnered really well with the National Academy of Sports Medicine. We also, when you look at our coaches that maybe are outside of the traditional exercise science, because we have a lot of coaches in jiu-jitsu or in striking. In jiu-jitsu, every single instructor, we actually not only understand their resume, but we understand who the instructor was that got them their belt. And we look at that lineage to make sure that the people coming in are we know who they've worked with. And so that's a really important part of the interview process for jiu-jitsu. On the striking side of things, we will look for people, maybe they've had a professional career, a little bit of their own, or have they coached professional athletes or coached athletes in striking as well. So we really want to know about that person coming on board. Then once they're on board, we actually have our own certification we do, which is 4-day hands-on certification. And one of the things that I've always been a believer in this, that we're not going to ask anybody to do something we wouldn't do ourselves. So when we get to the end of that 4-day certification, it's actually a physical test out for our coaches to make sure that they can do the types of activities and workouts that we would have our members do. And if they're facing injuries or something, we're really good at being able to come up with other options for them to do, to be able to do that test out as well. And I think that helps them learn that, hey, even if I've got some type of injury, I can still have my members do a fantastic workout. I'm just going to figure out a different option for them to do that. And I think that really sticks with one of the things that's very important to us, which is being authentic. And so as we really are about making sure that the coaches here are authentic to exercise science, to jiu-jitsu to striking, whatever that aspect is, so that our members know the experience they're getting is very authentic to the UFC.
Wow. Hey, Derek, we were talking a second ago about the difference between the UFC Fit Gym and the UFC Fitness facility. A lot of people think that they look at UFC Fit, they see boxing, and that's the only thing that they think about. They don't understand that once you go in that place, you're gonna look around, you're gonna see that, you're gonna see all of these activities. It's just, well, they're like, I'm not a boxer. They well, how can we get people to understand that UFC Fit Gym is not just for boxing, it's for everybody. It's a facility that got all of these amenities. It's got great trainers, got great coaches, got great leadership. And how can we dispel that myth and people that just ride by and just think that this is what that is? They're not gonna be able to get anything out of it.
Yeah, so if you think about UFC Gym, it's really a place where you can train to the level that you want to train to. Again, for us, it's about meeting you where you're at. And I think if you want to get to that highest level conditioning, we bring in conditioning and training like a UFC athlete may do. And they're some of the best conditioned, trained athletes of any sport, right? I mean, and even the mental side of it is tremendous as well. So I think one of the things, and what I love, again, coming back to one, just thinking about how do I get to be the best version of myself? I think that's part of what you think about UFC Gym. The other part that I just think is so important is, again, that family aspect. Even if you don't have kids yourself, coming in and knowing that it's a place that welcomes children, has a way for them to work out in their own space. It's not like you're going to have kids running around all over the place when you're working out, but they have a space for them to work out. And I love it to when there are families that when you get done, if you didn't work out together, you get to have that chance and opportunity to talk about the different types of workouts and what did you both learn and so forth. I think it's fantastic. Last thing I'll say on that is, I think about even my kids who are now, 24 and 21, but my son had his 9th birthday party at UFC Gym, had a dozen of his buddies come in. They got to learn all kinds of different things about exercise and even some MMA. And they got to have Anthony Rumble Johnson, who fought twice for the UFC belt, came and he hung out with them for 90 minutes, showed them some great moves. And it was just one of the best experiences that I can think of. So I think it's one of those things where you think about how do you create an experience both from working out, but also just a life experience is going to be had at UFC Gym.
Wow. UFC Gyms, you guys created this Fit Watch or this Fit Belt.
Yes.
Because I got one myself.
Yes.
When did you guys come up with that philosophy? And can you tell our viewers and listeners what's behind that philosophy?
Yeah, so maybe I'll show mine. So we've partnered with MyZone, and so MyZone is heart rate monitoring technology. And with like the one I'm wearing, it doesn't have to just be on your chest. You can actually wear it on your wrist. I can use this for swimming. I've used it going surfing. There's all different ways that you can use this. But what happens is we kind of gamified fitness because you get points when you work out. And you get more points, kind of the more effort that you're putting out. They're MyZone effort points that you get, that you build up. But what's fun about this is we create challenges that you can do, and you get points both in the gym and out of the gym for your workouts. I wear it when I walk my dog. I'll wear it when I'm cooking. I'll wear it for different things that I'm doing, not just gym workouts. So that's part of it. But also when you do a class, when I do participate in a class at UFC Gym, everybody's got theirs up on the board. And if you want to stay anonymous, you can have a nickname. You don't have to put your name up there. You can it can be just for you, and you can compete with other people. But the coach then can say, hey, you know what? Right now, we're really going to get intense, and I want you to get up into the yellow and red heart rate zones. And then now we're going to kind of bring it down and cool down into the blues and greens. And so it's a great way to also know how hard, am I pushing myself hard enough? Am I pushing too hard? How do I make sure that I'm in those right levels? And having that lets us connect even closer with our members, and our members connect closer with each other through this technology that we've introduced inside the gyms.
Yeah. So I know with my belt that I wear, I try to do more the next day than I did the day before, or sometimes you have to build and work your way up to that. But it's always being able to exceed your expectations and continue to grow. So and that's one of the things that I love most about UFC Fit and the things that you all are doing. So I tell you, we're gonna take a station break, but we're gonna come back and we're gonna pick it up again, and hopefully we'll get Adam Sedlack in here real soon. But I tell you, you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get to an answer. It's your life. We'll see you shortly after the break. Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, Love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? In everything that you do.
Fight again. And if you want my opinion, I'll let it take me away. Only relief is the four on the floor and the crowd that goes, oh, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, oh, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
My name is Annette Wittenberger. I am the founder of A Wild Ride Call Life, and
Hey, hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, we're having so much fun here at UFC GYM Corona, and all the, just like I said, all the different festivities going on, the events, dunk tank, and riding, what that
mechanical bull,
and
super hot Zumba class.
Hey, I met this young lady in Temecula when I was doing a show there. I think about 3 months ago, something like that. So, and I tell you, I'm up here where she works at, and I can see. I mean, it's just fabulous. Mia, how are you doing today?
I'm just amazing, especially now that I'm sitting here by you.
Wow, this is amazing, and I tell you, just coming up this way, it's completely different than the fitness side, the gym, but it's a lot of the same activities going on,
Mhm.
and especially with that big ring out there where people fight at.
Yeah, the
So,
octagon.
oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So, can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about you?
Oh, sure. So I've been in this industry for close to 10 years. What led me to this industry actually is I had, if I can be a little frank and personal here, I have two gorgeous, beautiful daughters. After I gave birth, though, I had debilitating postpartum depression. And my doctor said, look, you got to get out of the house. You got to get out of the house. You know, go walk on the treadmill, not to lose weight, just to get you right in the head, just to get you right in the heart. You know, they've got babysitting at the gym. Just go, you know, give yourself a break. So I did that. I followed his advice. That led to me feeling better. I was looking at your fitness classes through the big window. I thought, oh, you know what? I can do that. I can do that. That made me feel even better. After that, I became an instructor. I was a gym rat, and I kind of got into this in the position that I am in to give back to the community that literally saved my life. Literally saved my life. I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for fitness.
You know, so you all are doing a whole lot of great things here. Not only just here, but you're opening up clubs, a leadership team all over the world. I think, according to Derek, they have clubs in over 41 countries and stuff like that. And I tell you, your leadership team is absolutely fantastic
Oh
and
my
doing
gosh.
great things.
Yes.
You know, so but what are some of the best things that you like about being part of UFC Fit and working with all these great people?
I think the thing that I love the most, and this actually I was talking about this earlier today, was how accessible our executive team is. They're hands-on, they're boots on the ground. They're, you know, normally when you think of a C-suite, you know, a CEO, a VP of fitness, somebody like Derek and Adam, they're kind of off in the ivory tower, off-site, untouchable, unreachable, very high above. I run into Adam at this location all the time. I run into Derek all the time. I run into Shawna all the time. And so just the fact that they're here and they're at the same level, so to speak, they see the things that we see. They listen to us. I just love how approachable they are. And they're just extremely supportive. Adam is always asking, what can I do for you? What do you need?
It's certainly a hands-on, meaning that arms open, always looking to for ideas, not just from the top down, but from the bottom up to make the clubs better. And I think it's over 400 locations already. And yeah, Adam, every time I give him a call or reach out to him, he always get back in touch with me. So
Yeah.
it's just great. You know, so the people that you work with and the families and the community around here, at least I saw I think the mayor and
County supervisor.
And all of that are very touchable people, very warm. And, you know, so can you tell them a little bit about Corona?
Well, Corona itself is a big city with a small town mentality in a good way. It just feels good out here, the vibe, the energy. And I think that's where you're going to find some of our city officials, why they are so warm and generous, and that, you know, they're coming out here to spend time with us. They could have been anywhere today, anywhere on a Saturday, and they chose to come to our anniversary party. That's just the type of energy that Corona provides. That's just the state of mind. Everybody's in it to win it. It's very community oriented, and it's just fantastic for everybody, families of every shape and size.
You know, for the viewers out there that have not identified a gym, and I see that the UFC, every time I go somewhere, I'm always looking for first for a UFC fit gym or fitness center, because I know what you all offer there. What would you tell some of the folks out there that want to become part of something like this, but afraid to make that leap?
Sure. So what I would say is, first off, is that we're not a gym. We're a full service fitness training facility, meaning we've got, you know, the kids sorted out in either the babysitting or in their own classes. We've got the group fitness portion. We've got our hands-on classes with boxing and kickboxing and BJJ, but we've also got recovery. We've got the red light therapy. We have cryotherapy. There's so many options here. You could literally spend your whole day here and have everything that you need taken care of, even the arm bar. Are you hungry? Get you a smoothie. After this, I'll go get you a smoothie.
You mentioned a different type of therapy. Can you tell our viewers and listeners exactly what that is?
Okay, so red light therapy, it's got the infrared lighting all around you in the room. That's going to help your body heal and recover from your hard workout. Cryotherapy is the freezing cold chamber that you'll go into for the same thing. It's a form of recovery, but it also helps you. There's been all these studies showing it helps you at different points too. Like the night that you do, or the day that you do it that night, you will sleep a little bit better. You'll feel better during the day itself. The cryotherapy benefits are just too many to list. But in that recovery center also are other forms of therapy. We've got the massage chairs, the Normatec. That's what I was talking about, the Normatec. So it's almost like a blood pressure cuff, but you put it on your arms or your legs. I like the ones that look like shorts because they go from your hips to your lower back. I've got chronic back issues. So that's my time to just lay in that chair, let it work on me, get some emails done. I mean, at this training facility, I've got everything I need taken care of.
I have not tried the cryo, but I did try
The Normatec?
The Normatec.
Uh-huh.
And it's felt really, really good because it tightens up and massages the back, at least a little portion of the back. And I guess when you become as old as I am, we start experiencing some type of problems, and we have to reach out and get all the therapy that we need.
Well, I think it benefits at any age, really. I mean, especially some of the younger athletes that are really pushing themselves. Some of the football teams where they've got 2-a-days, they benefit. They need that body to be in prime condition. So anybody would benefit, not just people our age. I'm right there with you. Not just people our age, but our teen athletes, our college athletes. Everybody benefits from recovery.
Have you tried the cryo or the freezing portion of it?
I have not. My daughter has. My 18-year-old daughter has. She loves it. She loves it. I'm a little apprehensive, so if you do it, I'll do it. You have to do it first.
I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it, but not today.
No. Someday.
Not today. But one of these days, I will get up enough nerves. I got a lot of my friends that utilize that one in Temecula, and they come out in 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I think you can only stay in it for a max of 3 minutes at its coldest level. And everybody says really good things about it. I'll do it someday, but just not today.
And what are some of the programs that you all have for the kids?
Oh my gosh, so many. We just started up a new youth HIIT class at 7 p.m. So the parents can also work out at the same time as the kids are working out. So you've got the whole family in here living that healthy physical life. We've got youth MMA conditioning classes. We have youth BJJ. In fact, BJ Penn was just here this morning. I don't know if you spoke to him already.
Oh, yeah. I spoke to him and plan on interviewing him.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So, but I spoke to him. Seemed like a very nice guy and we're Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Very, very nice gentleman. So that's just, that's part of it. I know obesity levels are rising, and it's very concerning when it comes to the youth. I mean, they're the babies, right? We want to take care of them. How can we set them up for success later on in life? How can we help them build that confidence? And for a lot of those kids, this is what they need, especially during the school day where there's more focus on test scores and those types of things. Sometimes recess is taken away. These kids got to get their yayas out, and this is a safe environment for them to do so in an appropriate way.
You just mentioned something that I think is so important. A lot of people only look at the physical side of staying in shape or trying to get in shape or whatever that is. But it's also a mental side of that. And the mental side consists of of controlling your eating habits,
Mhm.
especially our youth and our young adults
Mhm.
and children, because a lot of times parents they don't look at that much. The kids start crying, just like I had someone on the show the other day that said that they fed the kid pizza and Dorito baby, and the baby. They took the baby to the pediatrician and said, "Look, this baby is 3 times bigger than what it's supposed
Oh
to
my
be."
gosh.
So why it's important that parents and children and people in general have to be able to look at all parts of fitness in order to, first of all, get themselves in shape. Second of all, have the right nutrition and nursing that they need. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that sometimes parents are just trying to do what they can to survive. So I would never judge a parent for some of their nutritional choices just because, sometimes, especially if you're in a single parent situation where the other parent is there but busy, we're all just trying to do the best that we can, So treats are fine. And I think that you'll find that when the more active kids are, specifically here in our classes, the more nourishment that they're going to need. And as that's explained to them, like, hey, sometimes you need some bananas, sometimes you need some meat, some protein. This is going to help you run faster. It's going to help you beat Billy. It's going to help you throw football further than Susie can. Once they see how it all works together synergistically, I think that problem will kind of solve itself. But the focus, I think, for the kids is to just let them be kids, have fun, and be active. The nutrition we can sort out.
Oh, yeah. So we have to take a station break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about these contests that you guys got going on here.
Okay.
And some of the different activities where you get the members to join in and compete among contests. And
we're nothing if not competitive here, that's for sure.
And some get a chance to go to the region and other things. So when we come back, we're going to talk about a lot of other great things that we're doing at UFC Fit. And if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments. Ask any question that you might have. And I promise you, we'll get you an answer. Yes, you're like, we'll be back shortly after. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection. Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, we're having so much fun here, and I got Mellow over here, Mellow Male.
Did you say mellow? Maniac Mel.
You know, and I tell you, it's you guys got so many activities going on today. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners about some of the things that's going on?
Yeah, so we've got BJ Penn and Miesha Tate out here. They're each teaching a special class. BJ actually did two. He did a BJJ class, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. He also did a kickboxing class. And there's just something amazing taking a class that a lot of people look up to as their mentor. It's just a superstar, right?
He's a Hall of Famer.
Right? So, I mean, they're not wrong. He's amazing. So we have that. We've got all kinds of stuff outside as well. We've got some push-up contests. We've got some pull-up contests. We've got raffles all day. I mean, you know, the theme for today was carnival circus, and it is circus. We've got rings everywhere, and there's something going on at all times. Tons of games, tons of activities, contests.
Yeah. So, can you tell our viewers about some of the contests among members that signed up for certain coaches, fitness contests, and if they win, they get an opportunity to advance to the regions, advance to the finals, and I think that's amazing.
Yes, our Ultimate Fitness Challenge, which is just, oh my gosh, the strength developed by these members over a period of 4 to 5 weeks is astounding. And the nice thing about it too is, you know, with some of these competitions that you see in other areas, you show up and you're kind of, I hope I can do this. The difference with us is that from day one on the first fitness challenge class, you are given the movement. So you have somewhere to start, you know what to expect, and then you develop that strength and that resiliency over the next few weeks. So as somebody who may not have been able to do a push-up, and then you get to the end of that month and you're doing all the push-ups on the toes, it's amazing. You know, we had talked about there's the physical aspect of things, but then there's the mental and the heart, and being able to go through that challenge and see yourself become stronger just does so many great things to a person.
You know what's also great is the leadership that you mentioned, talking about, especially Derek and Adam. And I watched some of their videos, and it's amazing. These guys actually live this. They're not just at the top, but they are actually in the gym working. I'm talking about Derek is a maniac. I mean,
so you follow him on social media, and you've seen the pictures. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. So and that's great when not only do you talk the talk, you walk the walk, and when you lead and when it becomes sincere, meaning that everybody gonna know when you know you're not just trying to sell a product, but you are also you're using the products. And that's what leadership is all about, and especially in fitness. And I admire those two guys. I admire all of you all. And I'm just hoping that you guys come back to Texas and open up some more gyms.
Well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm sure Texas misses us. I do think it gives our leadership team an air of credibility that some other leadership teams might not have, because like you just said, they are here, they are sweating, they're in, you know, the same types of challenges that we are, like the fitness challenges that we are. There's something to be said for going toe to toe with your VP. There was a debt class that I took about 2 months ago, and Shawna was there, and at first I was like, oh, my VP, I hope I don't, I hope this is okay. And we just went for it, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I tried to get Shawna to come on today. Maybe we might get it later on, but
I can find her for you.
But it's amazing, and I'm just so happy to be here, and that you guys invited me to come up and be a part of this.
It would not be the same without you. Are you kidding me? Of course we had to have you here.
So what are some of the takeaways that you want our viewers and listeners to get? And not just from the 14th anniversary, but just from UFC Fit, and just a mindset where, hey, you can't do unless you want to. You can't get in shape unless you want to.
Yeah.
You cannot focus unless you want to. What would you tell them that encourage them to want to?
Okay, so one of our mission statements is that, we empower the fighting spirit inside of you. Everybody's got their fight, right? Everybody, like my fight for getting into this industry was to get myself right in the head. That was my fight. That was my battle. And that's what UFC Gym and UFC Fit provides, is that ability to develop that fighting spirit, but the ability to express that the way it fits your life. Everybody's got a different fight. What's going to help you? You will find that. You will find the solutions here at UFC Gym and UFC Fit.
Oh, you just said something that falls along with my show. You
I hope
said
I didn't mess it
what?
up.
No. You said what fits your life, because the name of the show is "It's Your Life."
Oh my gosh. We got to be co-hosts more often because we're on the same page.
You're so like, hey, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, and just share the ideas and with all our viewers out there. You see, we got a lot of people out there watching and listening to us right now. And I tell you what, thank you so much. I hope to have you back on again.
I would
soon.
love to. Love to.
I'd like to thank Adam, Shawna, Derek, leadership here for allowing us to be here. Most importantly, I'd like to thank Dr. Cooley, my wife, for putting together another absolutely wonderful show. And I'd like to thank all our viewers and listeners out there and around the world. Remember to always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, we're on radio tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow on the radio, but we'll be back live on TV and streaming networks Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's your life. Dream big, think big, be big. We'll talk to you then.